I'm Omega. Welcome back to the Dana Show Matches. I am casting tonight with Zero Lambda, who's also streaming for us, as he always is. How are you doing, good sir?
I am doing great. Air conditioning's on. Windows are closed. Not wet in here.
Cool. That's exactly where you want
Not
to be.
wet.
Not wet.
Not wet.
Not
Did I just hear not wet?
Not
Not
wet
wet.
in here.
Okay. I believe you, Lambda. Anyways.
Casting tonight, we are the game DeathRoW versus CovertMuffin. And we'll have DeathRoW start off on our questions. We want to hear your rank, your race, your region, and your favorite topping on desserts.
Oh, I'm gonna start with favorite topping.
Okay.
As always, chocolate. You know,
Maybe.
just a lot of chocolate. I don't even care.
Just all the chocolate. Just put so much chocolate on it. Comes chocolate.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
That's it.
Okay.
Anyways, I am a North American Diamond Terran, and I do hail from Canada.
Media.
So,
Nice.
if there's any maple syrup people in here?
Actually is.
Hey.
It's Shulk over there, I know, is one of them. Although he's also ZRQ.
Yeah, I heard Vernon has some pretty. Anyways, off topic. Yeah, that's me. Anything else I was supposed to answer? Or...
Nope, you got it. CovertMuffin, your turn.
Okay.
Hey guys, I'm CovertMuffin. I'm North American player from the U.S. I guess I'm in Diamond League right now, but when I was playing, I was winning, so I should probably be Masters if I kept playing. But I haven't played in a week, so that's fine. But I play all three races. I'm bad at all three races, and my favorite topping is, I think, air. Because if air wasn't a dessert, I would probably flip my shit. I would probably start freaking out.
Okay.
God.
That's a legitimate answer if you're in space.
Yeah, man. I don't want to. I don't want to become oxygen deprived. You want to suffocate to death because there's an air
Favorite topping should be muffins.
Do you even eat dessert?
You enjoy your canned air?
Oh yeah, it's my favorite. I always bottle some air wherever I go with me, just in case they don't have air on top of their dessert. Anyways,
anyone here watch Spaceballs?
I've
Also,
seen
no,
clips
Let's not get on
only.
that topic.
Okay.
Let's continue
And
on.
fresh air. Anyway, yes, let's continue.
Oh my
All right,
God.
folks. So basically, it's time for map vetoes. So rock, paper, scissors. The hardest part of this match.
Oh, I can do this.
You can do this. And you may occasionally hear thunder from my mic because there's random thunderstorms happening in my area.
No, you're supposed to say because I am God.
No, contractually obligated not to state that. In any case, CovertMuffin want rock, and also want paper, and then DeathRoW wants scissors because they're doing it in the party chat for some reason.
Oh,
So
no.
I win?
Nope, you both go again because I accidentally gave away your real answer. So
Oh crap!
Oh,
that means you have to PM it to
we
me this
didn't
time,
already
DeathRoW.
know.
Man.
Like we didn't know. Okay, so where's the private message?
Actually, it doesn't matter at this point because now that I have his real answer.
I don't even know.
Okay, DeathRoW stayed on scissors, and CovertMuffin stayed on rock, so nothing changed.
Mind games.
Anyway, that means that CovertMuffin gets to decide if he vetoes first or second.
I call bronze.
I finished in first place in rock paper
shenanigans.
scissors to pick second. So
Okay.
I want to lose. So you can pick first, DeathRoW.
Oh, ooh, a gentleman.
I have
Congratulations.
thought about just re-changing it to whoever wins goes first.
Oh crap!
But the reality, no, that's not the case here.
Too late.
But I wanted to say that it is actually but I decided against it because it makes the thought process too confusing. Because if you want to go second, you're trying to lose. It's effectively the same thing though, so that doesn't matter. But yeah. So DeathRoW, your first veto.
So,
please.
first veto. Wait, what are our maps again? Don't tell me. I can go in custom. Inferno pools.
Get rid of Cactus Valley.
Okay.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Um,
Okay, next
Oh,
one.
no.
No bunkers.
Iron Fortress.
No,
There goes the
no.
4-player maps. Next.
No, covert, no here.
Think about this one a little bit. I think we are going to get rid of Vani Research Station.
Haha, I knew
It's
it.
my favorite map, but I don't want to play on it tonight.
Fair enough. Coda,
Oh.
Echo, Expedition, Lost are your maps. So what would you like to play on first, Mr. DeathRow?
Let's go Expedition, because I'm probably going to lose on it anyways.
Coda is second.
Okay, then
All
let's go
right.
third.
Is Thoid.
I'm tempted to replace the E with a 3 on my notes just because I can, but I'm not going to do that.
Okay, I
So-
have a really quick haiku I need to read. Okay, here we go.
Oh, please no.
Can you smell that cheese? True capital punishment. Death row. On death row.
Whoa. That's
All right.
That's
That
brutal.
was so bad. You should probably get sued for that.
It wasn't that bad. It was a little bit of a
You just
disconnected
insulted me,
imagery
yeah.
going on, but it was
I'm
pretty
gonna
good.
I'm gonna let that sink in and let you think about it.
Which part? The cheese or
I'm
the
gonna
death
try.
row?
The entire
No.
in all its glory. I can read it again if you guys would like.
No, I'm kidding.
No,
You're good.
no, that's alright. We're good. We're good. Yes, has everybody accepted the party?
Yep.
Let's roll.
Death row has left the call.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he's coming back.
Whoops.
Uh-oh.
It says waiting for party 3 of 4 on mine. It might be broken. Ah, no, Death row's apparently having Wi-Fi issues.
See, Covert, you were talking about wanting cheerleaders. You got cheerleaders. They're in the chat.
Oh, great. Oh, thanks, guys. I don't have chat open, so I don't technically cheat on stream, but I appreciate it.
Right.
We got
All right, I'll see you guys on the other side.
This is Self-Roth, by the way. But yes, we'll see you.
All right, peace.
good luck, sir.
Okay, well, we got into the lobby now, so we can actually start. It's very surprising to me that we have the exact same map pool as our previous match.
I know. Well, we.
If
we're gonna
only
see
the
this a
order
lot.
had been identical, then this would have been like very bizarre.
Yeah, just those 4-player maps really throw you off. Not good.
These particular 4-player maps are a little bizarre. Like each of them has something about them that's kind of frustrating. Like, you even remember what Pranav was saying about Cactus Valley. I gave you a little bit of a preview. There's some strange terrain on that one. He has like an absurdly high cannon rush win rate on it, even though it's a 4-player map.
Mm-hmm. So 2 diamond players. It's gonna be pretty good. Higher level stuff. I mean, it was great too. We saw Diamond versus Masters last match earlier today.
Yep.
Just got some nice. The knife fights are a little more brutal.
Yeah,
The
but
higher
and they
up the
also
ladder.
have the ability to back off a little better. Like one of the things that you'll notice when you start looking at Diamond and above is that people start to realize that they're in a bad engagement really quickly and then just leave.
Yeah.
They don't give you anything. They're just like, I'm done, bye.
That is such an important decision to make because you lose everything if you throw it away like that. All right, starting us off.
In the top right of the map, we have our blue Terran player. It is DeathRoW.
Boom, boom, boom. And his opponent spawning in the bottom left of the map. The pink Rotos player is CovertMuffin. And AG.
This pink colors has the craziest effect on the mothership core.
Oh, yeah.
You've seen that, right? It like makes the little parts that spin around the outside of it glow super bright, but not like in an intense way. It just looks like a giant glowing orb.
Well, it's even worse on desert maps because the light source is so much more violent. So it indeed does look like a floating orb without anything.
Definitely. You know, something I actually need to ask you about. Maybe we can play like a couple games of Legacy later just to get your thoughts on this. Something about the graphics actually feels different in Legacy of the Void, and I haven't been able to put my finger on what's been altered.
Oh, okay.
It's like either the text or like just the health bars, maybe even the borders around the building. Something seems a lot sharper, and I have not been able to figure out why.
Okay, seems off.
But it might just be, it literally could just be there's something funky on the bright maps on there. But I don't know.
Oh, and you said, how many maps are there in the Legacy?
8.
Oh, 8. Interesting.
That's very bizarre.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
That's
Maybe they wanted
leave...
to make it so that people couldn't cancel all the 4-player maps out.
Well, that's what I was going to say, is that's going to leave some interesting tournament choices. When it starts to go pro, as far as release is concerned.
Yeah, I don't think it'll stay at that for when the one release happens, or even if there's any official tournaments before it's over. It just like it becomes a little bit frustrating from a planning standpoint.
Right.
But for tournaments, but it's not that big of a deal either.
Well, it's gonna leave a map odd man out.
GL Scrub, thanks, baby. Thought you hot too.
Hot.
Okay, so for those of you who don't know, these two are practice partners, so pre-game banter is expected.
Pre-game banter, best banter.
And that's also very interesting. So, of course, the obvious feature on this map that everyone's well aware of is that second entrance on Expedition Lost. There's a lot of cheesy things you can do that exploit that. Especially some fun things involving siege tanks. There's Immortal all-ins that you often see used as well. I'd be interested to see if either of them go for that or if they just go for something more normal looking. CovertMuffin likes to have fun by doing weird things, but honestly speaking, he's facing against a Diamond player right now, so he has to have some level of expectation that if he goes a little bit too off the bandwagon, then it's not... It's holy crap, that's bright. Anyway, it's not... He knows he might just die. But no, it's actually not as bad. I wonder if it was just a byproduct of being on Ultra, because I toned my graphics down to high because I was getting that weird bug with GameHeart where I like put these blocks over everything and I could look really
weird.
strange.
Okay.
And it's a little bit better now. I don't look at it and think, oh, that's kind of how like the sky looks when I wake up in the morning.
Now the Stalker was playing Follow the Leader there with the Zealot, but gonna poke forward. It's pretty good. Got a Mothership core.
There's 2 Marauders and a Widowmine. This is not going to end well with Thor's units if he goes up there. Oh, he has slow. The Widowmine's just running in front of them. Bro, look at the ground. Kill. Oh, Zealot gets away. But there's nothing shooting up here. And the Widowmine could damage the Mothership core, though, so you should run that away. So, a little frustrating. Basically loses 2 units for free. But he does scout out that there's Marauders on the field coming at him this early, so he's getting a little bit more defenses down. Double cannon should be enough.
Yep, units streaming across the map now, too. Gonna beef up this force a little bit. Covert's going for an expansion. It's gonna be not completely thwarted, but it's gonna be rather annoying.
There's the Widowmine running into the base going... Whoop, 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 whoop.
Dead.
Nope, didn't make it. Okay. So if you can get that down on the ramp like that, it's super irritating because it can sit there for quite a long time before detection can see it. And makes you very, very uncomfortable as a Protoss player for sure.
Oh yeah, especially you're running your Zealots out and suddenly half of them disappear. And you go, what the... Oh, crap.
So yeah, Marauders and Mines. Looks like a little bit of an aggressive thought from DeathRoW here, but I don't think he's going to be able to do much with it. She has a little bit too much defenses down, as we've seen in most of the games with CovertMuffin. And I say that, and I know there's some like really sarcastic forum poster looking at that going, there's only 2 cannons, a Stalker, and a Sentry. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, there's also a Photon Overcharge.
There is.
You gotta imagine it's like having 5 siege tanks, basically, this early. You can't fight under it.
No, it's pretty good. And Protoss needs that early game, especially against these early bio push type things. And less targets, they die faster. Another barracks going down for DeathRoW. He's got 3 racks now, and he's double expanding. Getting cheeky.
No, I think this is a good idea. Probably the plan here is to just kind of keep him trapped in his base for a little bit. Hit him with a drop when he goes out to expand. Just try and build up a force. And this is not a bad move. I mean, he really can't do anything right now without essentially building a cannon on top of those or waiting until Observer comes out. So at the very least, he's locked inside here until about almost the 10-minute mark.
Pretty close. He's dropping a robo facility. He'll have an observer here eventually, but, you know, it's going to take a minute. Hit mule's going down to the natural. Pretty good. Using up all that sweet energy. And a starport with a reactor. So we're looking at 2 medevacs at a time?
Yeah, I mean, unless he has something weird with Vikings planned. I was Manbon who was joking about, like, drop medevac, like, Viking drops before. That is technically a thing you can do, but it's also like, why?
Yeah, well, they drop out of the medevac faster than they can land. They don't have to go through the animation.
Yeah.
I suppose if that's a really big deal. I mean,
but you're also like putting a medevac at risk to achieve that. So it seems like it's like, or you could just try and cast the Protest army out on the map somewhere. Then you have a 2-second drop time. Won't matter very much.
We're just hanging back here, watching these players macro. Covert's going up to, wow, quite a few gates here.
Okay, we splurged. Double upgrades going. Doesn't have any indication of what splash tech you might have in mind. It's pretty normal in any standard game to go for either Storm or Colossus very quickly. It's just one thing that this matchup has.
Oh, DeathRoW.
Yeah.
I did it.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no. Oh, spaghetti.
Okay, so DeathRoW was saying that he was having some Wi-Fi issues, so we hope that he comes back. If not, we'll have to resume from replay. Or recover game, as it's actually called. Strangely enough, the feature that they advertised all the time when they said resume from replay is the thing that lets you take over when you and your friends want to play from a position that you're both aware of. But actually not what you utilize when you're continuing the game.
Vader, Vader, no.
No.
No.com. We got about 3 seconds here.
Yeah, so we're going to have to re-host.
I don't think that's what's going to happen.
We'll let Covert know. Okay, we'll cover game. Off we go. Drop.
All right, sorry about that, guys. Get this back up and running here as soon as DeathRoW returns. Well, it was going pretty well there. DeathRoW was in a pretty commanding position. It kind of stinks that the internet has gone away from him.
It's a pretty transitional moment. And I think there's one thing you can't avoid, unfortunately, is when you end the game like that. Pretty sure Muffin may actually see the minimap for a brief second. So we'll see if that ends up altering the game. Hopefully not.
Yeah, hopefully not. Man, they're so even. I love seeing these guys play. It would stink for something silly like that to...
Oh, he disconnected. I imagine he's reconnecting his StarCraft.
And so he did message in Skype. Here in some capacity.
Okay, great. So, so yeah, there's Hearthstone stuff that apparently is coming with the release of Heroes.
Yeah, you were telling me about that.
Card back that's supposed to come out. That supposedly is really good. I haven't bothered to look at the data mine stuff that people pulled out for it.
I want stuff. I like hero stuff. Lots of hero stuff. I wonder what the BlizzCon thing for the virtual ticket thing will be this year.
I do not know. By the way, for anybody who actually goes to BlizzCon, make sure you do not get rid of your virtual ticket. Because you will see jack shit while you're there. Actually, to be honest, if I manage to go this time, my goal almost exclusively is to do 2 things. It is to go to every booth and see not every booth, but like, every major game and see all the content that they're demoing. So like if they have campaign levels in Legacy of the Void, I'm going to go play those. If they have Overwatch tables going, I'm going to play some of that. And that's basically going to be day 1 for me. And then day 2, I will probably just watch the finals of everything I can find. I will probably not watch any panels at all. Maybe one if there's time. and then when I come back, that'll just be what I do during lunch.
That would be so
just
good.
watch the panels.
If only I could be there.
But the thing is, there's actually a decent chance because I will probably have worked my way into a job by that point. I probably won't end up being able to go, just because it'll be too close. So I won't really be able to take time off.
Yeah, well, that's an okay thing to have a problem with. I think is the
unless unless it becomes the sort of thing where I just get lucky in the timing of things and it works out. But we'll see.
Oh, snap! I did it wrong. Okay.
That...
Nope. I hit watch with others.
Whoops.
I actually need to leave, don't I?
Yeah, we need to remake it.
Oh, snap!
We didn't need to leave the party.
No, it's broken. It started loading me into the replay by myself. BNet, why are you so silly?
Huh. Okay, weird.
There we go. I'm here.
Okay, that was odd. Let's try that again.
Alright, so we go. Recent. Found the replay. Where's the button? Oh. Need lead.
Okay. But honestly, I think like the number one thing on my mind for certain is to just play Overwatch.
Oh yeah, very good.
I imagine my like drive to go Overwatch and to meet a few different day nights that are going there. But if like I think my inclination to do this again, barring meeting day nights, would probably go down slightly if like the Overwatch beta happened before it slightly, and then we got in it. I'd be like, cool, I know what this is. And then it would be about like seeing new characters. But...
So you mind if I take party leader from you real quick?
Yes, here you go.
I mean, I would take it.
I mean, I do mind it, and I'm going to give it to you.
Oh,
I do so reluctantly.
Sorry.
Just kidding.
Why are you so mean to me?
It's fun.
Well, waiting for party 3 out of 4. There we go, 4 out of 4. Entering lobby.
You got recover game this time?
Well, we can take command. I don't have recover.
That's the thing, you need to like right click on the replay. I don't think it brings you into a lobby. I'm pretty sure.
Damn it. Alright, you know what? I'm gonna kick all of y'all. Kick you. Get out of here. Get out.
There we go.
Better. Okay. Alright, now that we've got this sorted.
So for anybody who don't, once again, like I was saying before, if you resume from replay, you can actually see the mini-map all the way up until the point when you resume. That's kind of a no-no in a competitive game. So, I mean, unless you're playing 100% standard and everybody knows everything that's going on. But that's not the case here.
And here we go, loading back up for everybody. Sorry about the delay. Right back into the game. Recovering.
Wrecked covering.
Wrecked coverting.
Wrecked CovertMuffin. Hopefully not.
No.
Or maybe that's what you want. I don't know. I don't know who you're rooting for. Maybe you just want to see the world burn. Maybe you want to see them both lose. I don't know.
Maybe I want to see a draw. We've never seen a draw.
I don't want to see a draw, dude. That mechanic takes forever to actually happen.
Oh, man. Yeah,
If we ever got into the situation where a draw could occur and they were both trying to cause one, I would do the whole, like, ref declares draw, move on. Like, we would not wait for the in-game mechanic.
No, easily not. Would not go the official route on that one. There we go. Looks like we are recovered.
So this does a countdown when you hit the play button.
Indeed it does. All right, here we go.
Very fictional looking.
Boom, 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 boom. You're back in.
Okay.
No, a little bit of a delay there, but what's our situation? We got a couple of marauders here, keeping Covert contained in his base.
There's a probe whose head was just disconnected from his body.
So let's move out. Don't want to do that right now.
Marauders are like, you won't come out here. We'll blow your face off.
What's your shot, baby? Mine's explosive. Pretty good. So yeah, DeathRow's pushing into a third base. Well, he's got this nice contain going on Covert here. So Covert's eventually going to fall behind, especially the Terran economy. Get those mules involved.
Yeah, he's actually hit the point now where he kind of needs to expand, or he's just in a lot of trouble. You can get away with this until about, I think, 12 minutes, really, as a Protoss player.
Something like that. But
I don't know if I like the drop right now. When you're still on 2 bases as a Protoss, it's not that hard to defend because you got nothing else to do. Kind of trapped in there. And he's also scanned beforehand, which is going to be like, that's going to set off all the warning bells in his head. Yeah. The thing is, Covert is not reacting.
Covert, wake up, Covert.
He's trying to decide what to do, I guess. He's got his units still. He's reballing them up, and he's going to send them up here. He does have these 2 cannons at the front, though. These 4 Marauders can run up and pick that off. And he's got a couple pylons and leave. He's going to leave. He's going to put a dent in the production, his ability to make military units for a little while here.
Drop and heal up and possibly go back in. I mean, that was pretty damaging. It's supply block Covert for a little while, and buildings are depowered. Gotta be kind of annoying.
That's actually a pretty rough supply block, too, because, yeah, he just realized you need that 3rd pylon. So he's actually supply blocked for kind of 1 pylon cycle plus a half, and it looks like he's going to push out into the Widow Mines and Marauders now. He's got a lot of units for this. So he had to take some losses, and unfortunately DeathRoW wasn't paying attention. Could have saved those Marauders more than likely. But Covert is thinking, cool, this is probably the best time to attack, so I'm going to do it now. And he just found a bunch of medevacs just flew over the army of CovertMuffin.
Ooh, wow, this one's almost dead. 7 health on there.
The other one did die. So
oh, man.
He sees this now. He's actually very lucky that he did. Had it gone around the right side of the map, this would be hitting while he's across the map. Nice warp in. Warp prism. Just kind of delaying that base a little bit.
That's a pretty good. Going in for a counterattack now. He did shut down this 3rd base pretty handily.
But this is where things get a little bit frustrating. For CovertMuffin, there's an attack going on in his main base. There's an attack going on in his natural. And yeah, he's going to hit the Terran space, but the thing is, it's happening a little bit after this attack has already started. So he's got all of his workers down here in front of this army. They're essentially going to get annihilated. And pretty much Covert has to do equal damage on the other side. Okay, this photon overcharge does help, but it isn't going to completely clean this up. In fact, he's going to lose the Nexus.
Goes down here. Covert's got the back door open, though. He's going to rush in. DeathRow's unawares, moving right into the production.
He's dealt with the Zealots that came in from the 3rd. Attacks there, can go up there. Of course, there's going to be a stim and run up there. Unfortunately, there's a force field hung on the ramp, preventing him from getting up. And it looks like both players are essentially suffering from the exact same problem. There are units essentially hitting their production, but I think CovertMuffin's going to be the first one to stabilize.
Zealots here cleaning things up pretty nice. Of course, the rest of his expensive units are across the map. And, yeah.
He's made it up. He's made it up to the top, and having killed off the army with enough of his workers still alive, that's a little bit fatal for CovertMuffin.
Crazy quick game. That.
There's the thunder. There was a lightning bolt. Saw the flash.
Thunder to Mark the end of our first game there.
CovertMuffin's like, I need a minute. Oh, well, okay. Well, it sounds like he needs to calm himself down. And yeah, that got pretty crazy there at the end.
Yes, indeed it did.
Oh, in any case, this happens. There's nothing you can do about it. I mean, heck, even if land was in the game, let's be honest, guys, we're halfway across the country from everybody. So it's nothing we can do about it. This would be happening either way.
Yeah, it's all good. It happens. It happens. Happens in
Hopefully
pro
next game it won't be an issue.
It's all good. But moving on to so we're looking at Coda for the next map. How do you think this factors into their general strategies now? Because you've got the... I hate the way that the third is placed. It's a little out there, so especially as a Protoss. A little raised up on the ramp, so if you get a Terran drop in there.
I think DeathRoW might want to go with a different opening, since that one it's not that hard to deal with necessarily as a Protoss. You end up making a lot of army units that basically sit in front of his door and don't do anything. I mean, essentially, if he knows that's coming, he can build up enough forces to just walk out and take the third a little quicker than that. It doesn't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
But the drop play, I think that's a great idea on this map. It's a little bit more effective. Not by much. Both of these are actually really standard maps. Everybody plays them. So they should both be pretty prepared for it.
Yeah, actually, this is identical map pool to our previous match. Not the same order, but they vetoed they vetoed the same things. So it seems like a pretty standard choice.
Yep. Well, while we wait for Covert to come back, let's...
Check the bottom of the coffee mug. Make sure that coffee is instated.
Yes, actually, this is just old green tea at this point. Also known as earth water. Because that's what it tastes like. That's what happens when you leave it to steep for too long. In any case, yeah, I'm kind of expecting for Johanna, aka the Crusader, to be released on Tuesday for Heroes.
Really, Tuesday?
Mostly because they technically announced it already as part of the skin spec. But the thing is, what's a little odd about that is that they haven't done any kind of like intro videos for that character, even though they said, look, it exists.
Yeah, and she hasn't taken over Twitter yet either. They usually do that the week before.
Yeah, maybe it might be 2 weeks. But hopefully, at the very least, they'll put in that Hearthstone, like, I guess mount is what it technically is, but a carpet is what it actually is. Put that in the game. I'd be super, super excited about that.
Sure, the players are ready here before we get started. Got a PVT on our hands for Coda Ladder Edition. How they fare this time? They're pretty evenly matched. I like watching them engage and kind of poke at each other's production and stuff. It was a nice idea, Covert, to try and go into the back door, but Terran drops. It's just kind of a.
Yeah, it sounded like I wonder if it was his hotkeys that got a little messed up. I know it's not. The recover game, unfortunately, is not 100% perfect, but
yeah, it'll kind of poop all over your macro if you have custom keys set up and whatnot. Not perfect. It puts you right back where you were, but that's about it.
I'm not sure actually 100% what he meant by that. To be honest, it could have been just like simple things like you forget if you have probes being created, you forget if you have a pylon down, that stuff.
Oh yeah, it could have been anything at that point.
In the bottom right of the map, we have our player currently ahead by 1 game. In the blue, it is our Terran player, DeathRoW.
And his opponent spawning in the top left as the pink Protoss player. AJ's CovertMuffin. Not even a thanks, babe.
Still having the same. Sounds like Covert has gotten his mind back in the game. He said that was making him pretty upset. That can actually be a very big problem in this kind of match. It carries over into the next one if you don't have a really good mindset about it. But then again, this guy's been playing StarCraft for a real long time. I'm sure he's got some secrets to keeping himself mentally focused after stuff like that happens.
But pretty much same setup. He's got the pylon in the base. No silly shenanigans right now. So, they play against each other quite a bit, it seems like. So what sort of mind games do you think Covert can pull out? Aside from the haikus, I mean, you know.
For Covert, I think he's got a number of cheesier plays that he might want to go for. Maybe something he's never practiced with DeathRoW. One of the things that being a person's practice partner will make you a little privy to is that they may struggle with a certain type of build. Maybe you've helped them practice that. And maybe you happen to know that another build is similar but hits at a different time, that sort of deal. Basically, you can exploit that kind of knowledge if you want. Another thing you could do is play completely normally if they seem kind of nervous, because then they'll be fighting the shadows and expecting things that aren't coming at them.
Yeah, shadow fighting's not so great. You can't let the past games bleed into your new ones. Every game is different.
But Covert is doing a standard opener so far, so I actually am not certain. He's got double gases, gateway down, and 2 guys on each. Well, I'm thinking it's probably supposed to be 3 guys on each gas. So that is not. There we go.
Fix it right up. DeathRoW, however, starting off with a Reaper opening.
Mm-hmm. And this is pretty much the opening you need to go for, what Covert is doing here, if you expect a Reaper. You do this, you can get the Mothership Core out and a Stalker pretty quickly. You can mitigate any damage it would be able to do. Deny it from scouting. In the best case scenario, you kill it. And the Terran's a little bit in the dark for a while. Forces him to use a scan.
Yeah, that's nice. You also want to force those scans, keeps them from using the mules to get ahead in economy. Very scary thing, a Terran ahead in economy. Jump up into the base. Gonna poke in here. Gonna spot the gas, double gas.
Yeah, he's not going for the quicker Stalker. He's gonna have the Mothership Core. The Mothership Core is good at kind of zoning the Reaper out. Wow, this guy's gonna get at least 2 kills. This is pretty much exactly what you'd expect from it if you were a pro player. That's pretty much all you'd want. It's like the normal case scenario. And yeah, there comes the Stalker too. Alright. So he's got that, and he has a Stargate on the back of it. I believe that was scouted by DeathRoW. Yep.
He didn't see the second gas, though. I mean, he can probably assume it's there since the Stargate is, but depending on how he interprets that, that could change some of his reaction.
Well, to be honest, I mean, if you see a Stargate that early, there has to be another gas. You can't really build anything out of it otherwise. Especially if you see the Mothership Core. If you don't see a Mothership Core, there might not be a second gas, but...
Come back in here. Double check.
I'm not sure. I'm not actually sure at that point in time. I don't think you can even afford both of those things if you have 1 gas. But I have to double check. In any case, factory.
Factory going down. Engineering bay. Missile turrets going up. He knows this Oracle is on the way.
Yeah, and this is going to help him. The thing is, with good Oracle control, you can still get a lot done with this thing. But, you know, you want to get at least about 4 kills, and you want to do it without losing the Oracle. It's a little bit harder once that thing is there, and for some reason that has become the holy Mothership Core. It is now super bright. So it is definitely the desert map.
Funny shaders, so funny. Camping outside the base here. He's going to go in and get a nasty missile turret surprise if he goes straight for it. But
yeah, he won't be able to get anything done in the natural. The workers are too close to the missile turret. Guaranteed at least 2 without really taking hull damage. So that is one thing he could do. Oh, he's going to pick up some Void Rays in the back of this.
These are pretty good. Unless you throw a couple Marines at them, then they're kind of a problem. Ooh, it's going to lead right back.
Oh, hits the Widow Mine. It's dead. It accomplishes absolutely nothing. DeathRoW says lag WTF. I'm not sure he even realizes what happened. The Covert, though, this is an extremely awful place for him to be right now. The whole point of that opener is to slow the Terran down a little bit, allows you to pick up an expansion on the back of it, But now he's just behind, and there's really no other way to put that. And in fact, I think Covert might be going for an all-in here. You see no sign of an expansion. It's already almost 8 minutes. Those 3 zealots are really lucky that they didn't see that army.
Yep, Reaper goes down here.
Oh.
Void Arena Stalker picked him up.
On the army. The Marines stopped for a second to try and shoot at them, which seemed initially like a good idea, but unfortunately turned out to be a problem. Nice, running back away from the others. The Widow Mines here are an enormous issue for CovertMuffin. Without that Oracle, he has no detection. So he can't stop them from killing things. He has to go in and get some damage done, and if we're going to see a game 3 here, he needs to make this work, though the Marines are dying, actually. There's no defenses left. I think he is pretty close to working. Now he just needs to get on top of the production and prevent any sort of buildup of army. If he can do that, then he's golden.
Yeah, pretty good.
And hey, detection!
Hey, look at that. Detection's out now. Pick up these Widow Mines. No surprises coming from DeathRoW now. He's on top of these barracks. This is hurting.
Yeah, he needs to do more than that, though. He needs to hit this army. Oh, nice time warp. It's going to trap everything there, and there's the GG from CovertMuffin. We are 1-1.
Hit hard, hit fast. Clear that force pretty quick. So we're at game 2. Game 3. Best of 3. Very good.
Echo. Echo next.
They come and me wanna go home. I saw a probe. Knew something shady was going on.
Protoss was in the game. Something shady was going on.
Yes. I saw he pick Protoss. He's planning something.
So it looks like he was expecting him to go Oracle into an expansion, but he went Oracle into an attack, which is kind of how that went so badly for him. And go Muffin Senpai!
Muffin Senpai!
Ganbare!
Ganbare! Covert saying the first Widow Mine shot on the on that Oracle made him shiver. It makes me shiver.
Yeah,
just watching that little thing explode.
Seeing that happen, I was thinking, oh, that's probably fatal. Like literally, that was the thought that went across my mind. But yeah, he went for the all in there, and it paid off.
Desro got a little excited. He saw Covert had Terran selected after the lobby was shifted around, and suddenly he's not very excited anymore. Back to Protoss.
Get a match, no.
Look, have fun. GG, gentlemen. Let's get started. Game 3. Echo. Both players are tied. And ZRQ is requesting we sing for them in the downtime.
That's not a good idea.
You don't want to hear me sing.
I can sing okay, I just can't remember lyrics very well. So if you want to hear parts of songs, I can do that.
See, I can remember lyrics really well, but I don't think I sing very well. Do you want to trade?
No.
Oh.
I like my problem better.
How about we... You like your problem better? Well then. You trying to say, man?
I'm just kidding. All right.
Kidding my ass.
Yep. Currently in the top left part of the map here on Echo, we have our blue Terran player. It is DeathRoW.
And his opponent spawning yet again as the pink Protoss player in the bottom right hand of the map. It is DJ's CovertMuffin. Both players looking to close out this series this game. Pre-game banter going on there.
Yeah, pretty much as always. So this map, I like this map. You can do a lot of different things on this map, and I think it's there's a reason it's become one of the most standard ones in the map pool now. Most often picked. I'm actually not certain. Have we had any matches where anyone's ever vetoed this map?
This map, no, so far, no. This has always been in the pool. There was only one time that Cactus Valley made it in, but I think Expedition made it out in that case. So,
yeah.
Pretty popular 3 maps. That people feel they're the most well balanced, and I tend to agree. Especially, there are only 2-player maps. You don't have to worry about where your opponent's spawning. But not only that, the terrain is terrain seems to be much better. Not a whole lot of pitfalls in the center map of this one too. There are a lot of ramps, a little bit of wall, corner kind of stuff going on, but it's generally pretty clean landscape.
Protest BS caught me in second game. It is a BS.
It is a BS push.
Well, it was a little risky. I mean, got to emphasize that, folks. It comes down to micro and positioning. You got to catch them out of position. If you don't, if you fight them heads up with all those widow mines all over the place, you're dead.
Well, if you take a look too at DeathRow's base now, we've got 2 racks going down. I think we're gonna see a third. Got a refinery coming up, so possibly not, but.
A third?
Third racks.
Oh.
Generally, you don't do that unless you're across the map, right?
No, I mean yeah. Usually you just stick to 2, I think, unless you're going for a all-in or an extremely aggressive push. But yep, I actually have that in mind, given how long it's been before he's still has no.
Covert says, "Good thing Terran doesn't have a cloaked unit that kills fucking everything in one shot or anything. No big deal, or else he'd stand a chance."
Oh, the geckos. Exactly, nukes.
300, 200. Oh man, beefy ghosts. Yeah, DeathRoW looking pretty aggressive here, getting the gas for concussive shells, going straight for the Marauders again. Just wants to get Covert before he gets too far into anything. Come in, scout the base, see the double gas again. See nothing. Wow, starting to pile up. Hearing bay going down. Solid game so far. Players staying on top of their mineral count, but
yeah, both players kind of delaying their expansions though. A little bit unusual actually from both sides. Looks like they're both expecting some kind of one-base attack from the other.
Which
and Covert's just going for an oracle.
Neither one of them would be wrong in this case.
Yeah. Missile turret going up. Got some defensive units already in play. Are we going to see an expansion? No, looks like he's doing the exact same thing as last time, actually.
Going straight in for this. Covert's going to have an oracle in his base, though, if he doesn't pay too much attention to it.
Honestly,
SCV
this deck should...
Oh, it's going to be a bunker.
Or he's scouting.
Or he's scouting. Oh, wait, he's going home. No!
Yeah, he's going... He saw how much stuff was at the top of the ramp, and I think that was an indication to him that something's coming at him. But, thing is, with that mothership core out, that group of units would not have been able to do a lot. Presuming that he got the photon overcharge off.
Yeah, this is true. The push would not be very good if he tried to push into the Nexus, all that fun stuff.
But here, yeah, he expects the attack coming. It goes in. There's a missile turret already there, though. That he's like, almost loses it. Doesn't kill anything. That's not cool. If you're trying to use it to expand. But is it gonna kill that one? No. DeathRoW might be going a little crazy with the turrets here.
Yeah, he's definitely make sure he's got plenty of coverage. He's got one.
This is the exact same plan from CovertMuffin his last game, except this time DeathRoW isn't expanding and he's building an army instead. I'm feeling pretty good for. Oh, never mind. He is expanding. So say I feel pretty good overall for DeathRow's chances of holding this time, though.
He's got plenty of bio. I mean, there's no reason why he shouldn't be able to hold this off. There's only one force field here, and a void ray, and a very, very, very weak oracle. Totally possible if he plays his cards right. He's got a bunker up now this time.
Gotta hop out a little bit as long as he's got some. He's got some repair on it. I'm not sure. Does he need it? It depends on how he attacks, I guess. It looks like he's concerned about an attack coming from away from the ramp, though.
Really wants Stim to be done right about now. It is so close before this attack hits. Forward reinforcement pylon coming down for Covert.
That's a pretty critical element in all this. If you can get that DPS improvement is going to help out quite a bit. And he sees the bunker. Looks like he's initially deciding the bunker's no fun. There's a pylon going down. Looks like he wants to go contain him in here, maybe? Go for an expansion on the back of it.
To hold him, but this is so dangerous, and with Stim's completing now in about 10 seconds.
He's going to have it for this fight, so this is going to be pretty rough. There's a lot of Protoss DPS here, though.
And 2 oracles. And SCV going down, sacrificing his life for information.
Here comes the attack. Covert's going to go in. Unfortunately, all of his zealots are trapped behind his stalkers. There's no blink present here, so it looks like they're just going to tank the hull high. Thunder. Anyway.
Thunder going down.
It looks like this is going to be just barely enough. As an attack goes, there's more warpins coming in on the back of this.
Wow.
But
so
yeah, pretty much have a lot of really bruised units that didn't get killed there. Stayed alive. DPS has been more than enough.
Turret focusing there on the Phoenix. Phoenix goes down, but there are just too many stalkers in here. These units are going to come out one at a time.
I had 2 bunkers.
GG.
2 bunkers and no repair.
Well played there. Covert takes it 2-1. 2-1. Great push.
That might be an MC build. That does look familiar.
Yeah, it really does. I know I've seen that before somewhere.
MC did something with 3 oracles where he would like focus down all the repairing SCVs and just overwhelm you. I remember that. Might have been 2 oracles and a void ray or something like that, but it's close to what he did.
Manbon is very excited at the outcome of the series.
DeathRoW was a little salty about that. I don't really blame him. Yeah, it's a tough one.
Yeah, no, that's a pain in the ass. It hits at just the right time. I mean, if Covert had gone in any sooner there, Stim wouldn't have even been available, so.
But yeah, so CovertMuffin takes it 2-1. We're waiting for him to get back here. He said he does have a social obligation.
Hey guys.
Welcome back. Congrats.
Thank you very much. Let's make sure my didn't revert.
What?
So whenever I enter a Skype call, sometimes my microphone reverts to 100%, even though I have it unchecked for it not to change my mic settings. Yeah, it did. Okay, so.
Okay, I'm jumping out of C2.
Okay, there we go.
Sometimes I actually enjoy the ambient music for the interview, but whatever. More likely to get ambient thunder.
Ambient thunder. Yeah.
There's DeathRoW.
Hey, DeathRoW, there we go.
Oh, so bullshit. Come on. Come on.
We'll talk about that.
That was even my safest build, too.
We'll talk about that when we get to it. In the meantime, let's talk a little bit about Game 1. It was on Expedition Lost.
Yeah. Stupid.
Let's talk about it from DeathRow's perspective.
I just had a specific build for Expedition Lost, really. 2 Marauders, 1 mine. Once you get your first mine, you move out, and you can really just contain the Protoss for a while, because Marauder plus mine is pretty good in the early game. Yeah.
Is there a particular reason that's an Expedition Lost one? Is it the rush distance?
Yes, that is a factor. Plus the rock. You can take them down into the bayou an extra 20-ish seconds, depending on how much they have.
Cool.
Yeah, so once I had them contained, I just took my 3rd and took a really clean macro game.
Okay, makes sense.
Covert,
how about from your perspective?
Yeah. So I know he likes going Widow Mines in general, so I guess that Protoss opening is the one that covers everything and guarantees me to get a natural expansion up, so that's what I do. And mid-game, yeah, just getting really greedy with double upgrades and charge. You soak in like hundreds and hundreds of gas, so you don't have a lot of gateway units, but the cannons at the front pretty much guarantee that you're going to be fine. It's just something I do at all levels. And then mid-game, my macro fell apart. I was stuck on 90 supply for about 5 minutes. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but he had really nice drops in my main, and my split control was really bad. So he was able to take advantage of dealing significant damage to me. And then I didn't control my army in his main. So it was a really nice cleanup by him. Pretty straightforward. Yeah, it was a really nice game by DeathRoW.
Yeah, I agree. It's a good one.
And then the next two games.
Then the next two games, it looked like Covert was pulling out some MC-esque builds.
Yeah, I just wanted to win.
Stuff, actually.
that was basically it.
Actually, I am curious. Is that specific build setup something you copied off of somebody, or is it like a modified version?
No, yeah, it's a build I developed myself. So all my builds I develop myself. I don't take builds. I think the only time I've taken a build from a pro player was in Wings of Liberty when Stefano was doing fast max. I pulled that build from him. But besides that, I don't watch a lot of pro games. I don't know. I've been doing that build for a really, really long time. And I've only lost with it once when a person cheesed me, and I just didn't have good mothership control. But yeah, it's pretty greedy with army units in the beginning because you're taking double gas before Cybercore. So the easiest way sort of to put pressure on it is by going ahead and attacking with proxy, like barracks or something like that. Otherwise, when the mothership core comes out, there's really not much the Terran player can do to pressure me. Just because Photon Overcharge buys me enough time to get up that Oracle and get up that Void Ray and get up another Stalker or two. Yeah, so that's just that. And then I guess we can talk about the third game too.
Well, I mean, I'll still ask DeathRoW about the second game if he has anything he wants to put out about that, because I know you want for more kind of more normal expansion oriented stuff on that one.
Yeah, second game I saw his probe because of my Reaper at the Watchtower. Okay, either it's pylon or like proxy DTs or something, something really pro. You know? So I decided, you know what the hell, let's counterattack. Maybe I could do some serious damage. So I thought he went Oracle, and then he would go into Nexus, but I was wrong there. So just bad scouting on my part.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hold up a second.
Third game.
Yeah,
Sorry,
you can.
Having to mute myself from thunder. You can still hear some of it. In any case, it was much louder than that for a few seconds. But anyway, yeah, let's talk about Game 3. Game 3, it kind of looked like you kind of expected this coming, DeathRoW, and switched things up a bit.
Oh, yeah, I did.
But
I saw the Stargate, I saw the gates, I knew everything was... And I did my safest build, too. Still wasn't enough. That's basically it.
So yeah,
that really pissed me off, too.
So yeah, Covert, talk about, from your side, when you're... when you're facing somebody who's going to get a lot more defensive, what changes?
So the biggest thing is keeping the Void Rays alive. If the Void Rays die, the push can fizzle really quickly. But in that case, it's pretty easy to hold him in his main and get an expansion of your own. But I was afraid that he was going to have a Widow Mine drop coming at me from behind. But when someone turtles up like that, there's two choices. One, the command center's in the main, or he's hiding the command center. So I did a hallucinated Phoenix to scout around and then waited for my sentry to get enough energy for Guardian Shield, because Guardian Shield mitigates a lot of Marine damage. And then if they're fortified up, you just need more ground support for the Void Rays so that they do the work on the bunkers, do the work on the Marauders, and then the Stalkers can clean up the Marines and the Zealots. So it's really tough for a Terran player to both deal with a gateway presence and then air support that gets so much work done. And then the Oracles, the double Oracle there is to pick off as many Marines as possible before he focuses down the Oracles. So that way, my Void Rays are better at staying in the fight. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay, pretty interesting stuff. Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you both.
God. MC for the third game, man. Oh, that's. I thought I had enough because Stim finished.
Yeah, no, I was
+1.
so worried because I was like, no, he's gonna push him for Stim. Oh man, Stim's done. You can just Stim the things, but there's a lot of things and the things.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, that's a tricky one.
It was pretty close. I mean, it came right down to the wire there, and then just he was sitting on top of your production then. So.
Yeah, it's just that Protoss can immediately get their shit over there. So.
Yeah. No, you guys played well though, dude. Those games are so good. I like watching you guys play. I think it's worth it. So
cool. Wow, thanks, man. Yeah, it was really beautiful drop aggression on his part in the first game too.
Oh yeah, those drops are scary, especially when you're on the other side of the map with your army and he just kind of shows up and shuts your buildings down.
Yeah, I tried to warp in like 9 units and then realized I could only warp in 2 because I still only had the capability for 90 supply. I was like, wait.
Yeah, no, supply block was real there.
Oh, that's great.
So, no, well played, well played.
Stuff.
Very good.
All right. Yeah,
everybody.
Good game.
Good games.
So that
Good
does
game,
it
though.
for. Sorry.
What were you gonna say, DeathRoW?
No, third game really bothered me though.
No, it's okay.
Okay.
It's okay.
So,
but at least I know his best builds.
Yeah, there you go. You've seen him. Steal the replays.
Yep. All right, so that does it as far as today's guests are concerned. Tomorrow we have more games. We're going to have games at 4, 5:30, and 7 p.m. Girthang versus Monosaurus, Otter versus Bertrand is the second one, and Ghost versus Gambit. Ghost Gambit versus ZRQ as the third one. Ghost versus Gambit versus ZRQ. So 3-1 is a 1v1v1. No, it's not. It's not happening. In any case, we will see you guys for those matches tomorrow.
All right, thanks a lot. Catch you guys later.
Good night, guys.
Have a good night.